What is up, you guys? It is Tifa here, and the story for today isn't very happy. It's not very... I don't know what to call it. But I need you to know that there was always a reason I loved Fruits Basket. It attacked me. Because of the things that a lot of characters in the show and the manga have went through, and I went through some of the exact same things. A few examples of what I mean is when Haru goes from this calm, cool, collected guy who seems much older for his age despite being a freshman, just snap, and go to Dark Haru, who is completely violent, has no filter, and has no shame whatsoever. Another example would be Uetani's backstory. She used to run with the wrong crowd and was part of a gang. Keep in mind, I was never part of a gang. I did fall into the wrong group of people because I wanted that sort of family type of situation that she was looking for. I didn't feel like I had a family to come home to when I lived with my father. My home didn't feel like home. I couldn't be myself, and whenever I did, I'd get punished for it. I didn't feel like I had a family, and so I sought for it elsewhere. It might be TMI, but Rin, who has not been introduced into the anime yet, has a backstory of abusive parents that did not love her, and were just putting on a show. And that's how my biological father and my stepmother worked. They could never truly be themselves around me. They acted like they loved me, they acted like everything was okay, and they acted like their way was the only way. And if I didn't agree with it, they just up and said they didn't love me. And another big comparison is Kyo's mother. She kept him sheltered all his life until she died. Would never let him outside. Only repeated things she thought a mother was supposed to say. I love you, I would die for you. You mean the world to me. Only saying those things. Never recognizing him as a person, which is exactly what my father and my stepmother had done. But the one that stood out to me most was when Toru told her story about playing Fruits Basket. If you aren't familiar with the story, it goes that each person is given the name of a fruit, and when that fruit is called, they get up and play. Is basically how it is. But until your fruit is called, you weren't allowed to get up and play. Toru was given the rice ball name, and after a while, the kids would not call on her, but at the end, they ended up calling for her and she was able to play. I don't know if you guys can see the similarity between my story and Toru's, but it hit me hard. So without further ado, when I was in elementary school, I was a huge pushover. I was completely oblivious. I was airheaded. I'm still kinda oblivious. Mostly to romantic gestures or anything related to that. But at the time, Teen Titans was really hot, and I loved the show. And apparently a lot of kids in my class loved it as well. All the girls wanted to be Starfire, all the men wanted to be Cyborg or Robin. I, on the other hand, wanted to be Raven. I thought she was the coolest Teen Titan. Please keep in mind, I had no friends growing up. Anyway, one day I guess there wasn't anyone that wanted to play Raven, and so I was by myself. One kid had come up to me and asked if I wanted to be Raven. I was hyped up. I felt like all my dreams had come true, and it didn't hit me right away that they were just wanting to fill a role to complete the team. So I guess the kid that was playing Robin, and who was giving all the orders, looked directly at me and said, "You stay and protect the base." And me, being so airheaded, so oblivious, thought, wow, protecting the base? That's like the most important job. And I sat there with a smile on my face, watching the others play, and this went on for days until I finally wanted to join in on the crime fighting. But when I got up and asked if I could play, they would say things like, "No, you missed. No, your powers don't work on me." Until finally some girl shoved me back and said, "We were just using you to get you out of the way. You're so creepy. But we don't want to play with you anymore. We don't need a Raven." I was heartbroken. When I was still standing in the same spot watching them play, I didn't understand why they didn't let me play. And I know this seems like a super sad story, but I'm quite over it now. But I just thought this was a story worth sharing, considering I had been thinking about it for a little while, and I was like, wow, there are some similarities between those two stories. I think I started thinking about what happened to me after I started watching the Fruits Basket reboot, which is quite beautiful, by the way. You should go watch it, mwah mwah. But maybe it was just to share and show that some things that happen in anime and manga aren't just things that happen in anime and manga. They happen in day-to-day lives. They happen. I don't know. I just thought it'd be cute. I don't know. By the way, one of my friends had asked, oh, why don't you have more voice actors? Why don't you have, like, Stolten sketches in your videos? Why don't you have, like, PJ in your videos? And I'm just sitting there like, do you not understand my social anxiety? No, I had completely written up a whole script that I was gonna send to Jello Apocalypse. I'll leave his channel link in the description below. He's pretty funny. And I had written this entire script that I was gonna give to him, and I chickened out, and I had asked my friend Lewis to go ahead and just give me the lines instead because social anxiety killed me. I couldn't, and it was on a weird video too. My next video is not exactly the most normal, and what kept going through my head was that, oh my god, this is a weird video. It's my first video that I'm asking someone to voice with me, and they're gonna think it's super weird, and they're gonna reject me, and I can't handle rejection like that, and it was on a loop, and I finally just decided I couldn't do it, and yeah, here we are. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and comment down below.